Yo, what up world? It's your boy Philco here. About to make a good video. I don't know how long it's going to be. But this video is going to be about how I got into the movie Spider-Man. Now I think enough time has passed by. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to even make a video like this, but I think since enough time passed, no one's going to care, my contract and all that, it's only thing that really matters is that I'm still getting paid for it. But other than that, I think I can say exactly what happened when I went to the audition, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter anymore, all right? So let's get to it. First, I guess I'll start off with how I began acting. How I began acting was, I was actually one of those guys who just kind of got lucky. I had no training or nothing, but I used to be a gothic skateboarder. I used to be a decent skateboarder, and I used to have an extreme gothic style. Like, I used to dress real goth, man, like spikes and ties and no makeup though, but like, extremely goth looking, like heavy metal goth looking dude. And I had a lot of muscles. I used to work out all the time. So my look was real unique for a black person. So me and my friends went to the mall in Staten Island, and a lady named Moji Solar Percy, she's still doing it to this day. Her name is Moji Solar Percy. She basically saw us as a group and I think she gave all of us the cards. She gave all of us the cards to her agency. But I believe I was the only one to call her back, So I went to Staten Island, which I hate. I hate Staten Island. I went all the way to Staten Island to see her and whatever. And when I went there, we immediately took some photos, and we were talking and stuff. She was like, I would love to represent you. The charge is $50. Now at the time, I didn't have any fucking money back then. I was a teenager. I had nothing. So the $50 is kind of all I had. So I had to decide, like, am I going to spend this money and possibly not get anything, or just give her the money and probably get some work in the future? So actually I went for it. I gave her the $50, I wrote the check, and I split, And I mean, work at first, like the first 3 months of working was bad. Like, I probably got in 3 months 6 days of work, and it was non-union work too, so that's like $80 a day if you're lucky. So 6 days of work for $80 each, I was basically making nothing. But I'm going to fast forward because this isn't too important. But as time went on, of course, I made connections. I joined the Screen Actors Guild, which means I became a professional. I was also a member of AFTRA as well. So I was both of them. Before they merged, I was a member of both unions. That cost about $3,600 in total. But I earned all that money. Some of it was from my father, and the other half of it was from me filming and doing special things, getting my waivers. A lot of background actors who aren't professionals, they know what a waiver is, man. You mention a waiver to someone who's not in the Screen Actors Guild, they go crazy. Like, fighting over waivers, I tell you, man, I remember that shit. Being a background non-professional actor, a background non-union actor, you basically need 3 waivers. When you're a non-union actor, you're basically not professional, and you don't have all that protection as union actors have. And so in order to get that, you need 3 waivers. So basically, how do you get a waiver? You get a waiver by doing something special for the director, basically, So you could just happen to look just like somebody, they use you for something special, or someone doesn't show up and they replace him with you, anything like that, you do something special, you get a waiver. And so, I battled for my 3 waivers. I remember one time I had 2 waivers. 2, within a year, that's fast. I had 2 waivers within 1 year of working, and I was supposed to get my 3rd waiver. We were doing this. I think it was a little independent film about 9/11. And so what happened was they said, all right, there's 10 of you. We have about 7 waivers we can give. So odds are, if you do this, you get a waiver. You have nothing to worry about. So what do we have to do? We had to get all this dirt not real dirt, I think, but Hollywood dirt, put all over us and all this stuff, and we had to run and hide and jump on the floor. All this stuff we're doing for 5 hours. So when it came down to it, apparently they didn't have 7 waivers. They only had 2, and they gave it to the 2 hot chicks or whatever. So I remember me on the train, full of dirt, heading home while the professional actors get driven to a safe zone, is called. We were far somewhere, so I had to take a train all the way home. I couldn't even go to the safe zone or nothing. I couldn't even afford a taxi with what they were paying me. So I just met me on a train going home, and I don't know if I cried, but I know I was just like mad depressed. I don't remember if I cried. I don't think I did. I was too dirty. It would have became mud. But like I was so depressed. I was fucking pissed. I didn't know what to do. All I ever wanted to do was be a professional actor so I could start making good money and like be a little proud of myself. At least if I'm in the background, at least I get paid well and all that stuff as a professional. So about 2 weeks later, I get lucky. I get a call from my manager saying, Martin Lawrence needs, Martin Lawrence, what's he filming? Because my dad's actually in the movie. I forgot his call, but it was Martin Lawrence and the girl from Raven. It's a road trip, some kind of trip, not road trip, just something, I forgot what it's called, but my dad's in the movie. So what happened was they called me and they're like, we need you down here as a college student. If you can make it, you get a waiver guaranteed. And I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, yes, we need you. You get down here, you get a waiver. So long story short, I went down there. My father drove me down there. We went straight to the set, did our thing, got my waiver, joined the union immediately, bro. I paid $2,345 to join the union. Now, you don't just pay and join the Screen Actors Guild. Like I said before, you have to qualify. You have to get the waivers. And once you get the waivers, you qualify, then you pay the money. Right now, the money's like $3,200 maybe. You guys can check, but it's a lot of money if you want to become a professional now. It's money. Not including all the money I spent on headshots, on my portfolio, all that stuff. Just, a lot of money spent, but a lot of money made back. I'll get to it. So, once I joined the Screen Actors Guild, immediately these people threw me into the TV show Gossip Girl. I was there from the first episode when I was playing basketball, just a black kid, and then they promoted me to a student, and I was filming, making money with them every day. That was like, how much money was that? When Gossip Girl first started, they didn't pay extras very well at all. We were making maybe $100 a day, but for a SAG actor, that's not good. But I was getting work every single day, so I was like 20 years old, making $500 a week, doing something I enjoyed. It was cool. I didn't care. You know what I mean? And I did that for like 2 months straight. And so then, I kept getting roles in like Law and Order. I'm gonna do different videos like this on all the times I've seen myself on TV, because there's a lot of episodes you can see me on TV, me shooting a gun, me getting shot, me crying. I've cried numerous times. Me getting into a fight with white dudes on a train, person of interest. Me being a student on Gossip Girl, talking to the main character. I'm going to do videos on all those individually. Right now, I just want to give my actor background and how I got into Spider-Man. So I'm going to try to continue on. So I ended up doing all that stuff, whatever. But, I was happy. The money was good. I mean, of course, at times, I was kind of envious of the stars and stuff, because I've never really had a principal role. I would say one of the coolest things I've done, because I've never had a principal role. I don't remember it. The coolest thing I've done by that time was I was photo double for Lawrence Tate and something he filmed. I don't think it got picked up, but it was called like Gun Hill Road. I was this double. Like, I hung out with this dude every day. Like, it was amazing that I got to spend so much time with him, because I remember when I was a kid, I used to always watch South Central. No. Don't Be a Menace. I used to always watch what's it called? Menace to Society? Fucking Don't Be a Menace has me laughing. His brother's in that. But no. Lawrence Tate is in Menace to Society. I used to love watching that movie. And even when I was a kid, I got braids like him, because I looked up to him for that movie. And it turns out 10 years later, I'm playing his twin. I'm photo doubling for him. And we got golden time on that shit. So it was like 2 times we got golden time. That's at least $1,000 for both of those days. Like $1,300 for both of those days. Plus other days I worked with him. I made good money. I love that man. He's my dude. I'll do a video on that separately. So as time goes on, I've done a lot of cool things, but I've just never had a principal role. I've never had it. So one day I get a call, and I had work the next day, background work, and I get a call from one of my managers saying, hey, one of my agents, sorry, not manager, and she's like, we want you to do an audition tomorrow. I was like, okay, what is this audition for? She said, some movie called Mary. Just call it Mary, because they had a code name for it. I didn't know what it was at the time. No, not many people knew. They just called it Mary or Mary's Secret, something like that. Let's call it Mary's Secret. Like, for a movie called Mary's Secret, I'm like, what is this about? She goes, it's classified right now, but if you want to audition, come tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I'll go. But the thing is, I had work the next day. I had background work on Law and Order. Now, what I hate doing was taking auditions and not making money from work. Because if I take the audition, I can't go to work. So when I used to miss out on work to do auditions and I didn't get the part, it's like a waste of time. It was a waste of my fucking time, you know what I mean? It's a total waste of my time. It's like, why am I here? You know, like, why am I auditioning, missing out on money, and I'm not getting the part, right? So I had to decide, am I going to go make money, or am I going to take a chance with this audition for some movie? I don't know what the fuck it is, you know? So for whatever reason, I decided to go to the audition. I don't know what made me go, but I went. So the audition was at this, I think it was Central Casting Office. I think it was right at the office. So I went in. As soon as I walk in, I see Mark Webb, you know, director of Spider-Man, and all these people. I see them, and I see a bunch of skateboarders lined up because we were auditioning to be skateboarders, whatever. So everyone did their audition. You know, I didn't see them. I was the last one to go, and I was the only black one too. And so they put me up there, and they're like, okay, what we want you to do, I forgot exactly what I had to say. They said, what we want you to do is pretend as if you see someone graffitiing on the wall, and you're just going to naturally react to it. Just like that. That's what they did. So I was like, okay, let's go. And they say, turn around, you see it. Now I remember me turning around looking at the wall, and the first thing I thought of was my friend Steve. Because sometimes he does stupid shit. And I'm surprised when he does stupid shit because he's a cool guy. He's a smart guy. So I just imagined Steve tagging a swastika on the wall. That's what I imagined, a swastika. Steve putting a swastika on the wall, and I just reacted naturally to it. I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Just like that. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You should know better than that. And they're like, all right, thank you. We'll call you. And right before I left, Mark Webb was the last dude near the door. Now, I thought I did terrible. I'll never forget, I thought I fucked up. I thought I did bad. He shakes my hand, holds me, pulls me close. He goes, I really liked it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to call you back. That's what he said. And I was like, all right, yeah, thanks. Thinking he just does that to everybody, whatever. So I ended up filming. As time went on, I was filming some other TV show. I wish I remember exactly what it was. But as I'm filming this TV show, I get a call. And I keep getting the call and shit. Keep calling me. I'm like, the fuck? You know, so I finally answer it. I almost never answer the phone when I'm filming. They're like, hey, Mark Webb he chose you. He would like for you to come back for dressing, for a fitting and all this stuff. So we could put you in the movie. Are you available tomorrow? I said, fuck yeah. So I hang up the phone, and then the guy across from me, he kind of noticed I was happy. He was like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, I just got the part in the movie. Cool. He's like, oh, congratulations. He's like, what's the movie called? I said, some crap called Mary's Secret. You know, Mary's Secret or Mary Jane's Secret. Some shit. And then he's like, oh, you know what that is, right? I was like, no. He goes, that's Spider-Man. I said, no, it isn't. He goes, yes, that's Spider-Man. Congratulations. You're going to be in Spider-Man. And I said, that's not Spider-Man. I'm going to ask someone else. So I went to another actor dude. I was like, you know what this Mary's Secret is? What movie is that actually? He goes, oh, everyone knows. That's Spider-Man. And I was like, then I got hyped. I got extremely hyped, right? So I go. So this is what happened. This is where the drama comes in. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make this one really long video or split it into two. This is where the drama comes in. So I go to fitting. Now, when you go to the fitting for a movie, if you're a background actor, they will give you your voucher, which means they're the voucher is basically where you're like, I did this and this, so I should be paid for this on that day. But when you go to a fitting as a principal actor, you don't do a voucher. You don't fill it out because all of that is included the day you get paid when you film the movie, because all that's included for you. So I go to the fitting. You know, I didn't tell anyone yet. Because I don't trust people very much. So I didn't say anything about me going to be in the movie until I went to the fitting. So I go to the fitting, I walk in, and I say, okay, look, do I have to do a waiver or a voucher or no? They go, what's your name? I say, Philip Jones, skateboard kid. They look at it, they say, you don't fill out a voucher. This is part of your contract. That's when I got excited. So I remember I called my actor friend Christian. I was like, yo, I'm being Spider-Man right now. I'm doing this and that, you know. Putting on the clothes, they found the clothes they want from me, whatever. They said we're going to film next week. I was ready. So I wake up bright and early. I was married, I remember. I woke up real early. My wife knew where I was going, and I remember telling her, I was like, all right, baby, I'm leaving. And like, we never really supported each other. We were just friendly. Like, saying I love you or something felt funny to us. We were a very weird couple, but we were best friends. We were good friends, just not a great couple. And for the first time and the only time in her life, right before I left, she said some shit to me like, good luck. That's when I knew I was doing something awesome. So I was like, thank you, sweetie. Gave her a kiss, left the house, had my skateboard with me, skated there. So I get there. And I'm like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, who are you? I'm like, skateboard kid, Philip Jones. I'm like, all right, cool. First time ever, they put me in the van for like principal actors, took me to the set. They're like, okay, wait in this trailer. The trailer didn't have my name on it, and it wasn't made specifically for me, but I basically waited there because I thought I was waiting there until I got my own trailer later. So I wait there first half of the day, nothing happens, we go to lunch, come back, I wait. Nighttime, they call me out the trailer, and I'm like, finally I'm going to do something. So Mark Webb talks to me, he's like, okay, now it's time for you to do what we need you to do. We need you to go upstairs in his apartment, and what you're going to do is say the same things at the audition. Yo, what are you doing? I was supposed to yell at Spider-Man and say, yo, what the, not fuck, because they didn't want me to say fuck. I was, yo, what are you doing, man? Get out of here. Because he was making noise or whatever in the hall. Not the hall, but like outside in like the yard of the building, you know what I mean? And like I was supposedly sleeping. He woke me up and was like, yo, what are you doing, man? Get out of here. You don't live here. Like, go. So we did it cold. What I mean by we did it cold first was like a rehearsal. We do it, he goes, okay, great. When we call you to do it, do it. I sat there for an hour. I sat there for another hour. Sat there for another hour. We had another meal, came back, sat there for another hour. So then I hear outside, it's a wrap. That's what I heard. It's a wrap. Everyone's clapping. You know, it's over. So at this point in time, I'm like, I guess I'm coming back another day. That's what I'm thinking. So I go to the PA and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was here to be principal, but I didn't do the principal part, but I'm pretty sure I still get paid as principal. So the guy calls up Mark Webb, not calls up, but hits him up on the walkie-talkie, and basically I hear he wasn't used, he gets paid as an extra background, and we'll also pay him for the fitting. I was beyond pissed. Beyond pissed. You guys have no idea how mad I was. Especially because Mark Webb gave me this little speech before I went up there to do the thing. He was like, you know, I like that you came in for the audition, you know. You say you didn't have that much experience, but, you know, I'm here for you. I want to help you out. That's why I got you this. So he ends up not using me. I called the SAG rep. If any actors are watching this, you know the SAG rep, JJ, who kind of looks like Silent Bob. I call him. He comes down, he speaks to Mark Webb. A half hour of negotiating, he couldn't get me anything. SAG reps are kind of like our lawyers. He's like, sorry, man, they didn't use you. They didn't record you. There's nothing we can do about it. They can pay you as background, but I'm sorry, that's it. So I went home, and I was mad. I was mad for a while. For 4 months straight, wherever I saw anything of Spider-Man, I ignored it. Whenever someone asked me to be a Spider-Man, I just ignored it. I was fucking pissed. So, what happens 4 months later? I'm still not over it, I'm still mad. But 4 months later, I get a call from somebody. Some mysterious person, basically. And they're like, we need you to come in for a fitting. I'm like, a fitting for what? And they're like, you'll find out when you get here. You'll be paid for the fitting, blah, 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 don't worry. And I say, okay. So I go to the fitting. They fit me up and everything. They're like, all right, great. Can you film tomorrow? And I'm like, why? Then as I'm asking that, I hear the elevator door open. Who do I see walking out the elevator door? Mark Webb. And he goes, oh, Phil. And I'm like, yeah. You know, I was fucking tired of him. I didn't have nothing to say to him. He goes, well, you know what this is for? This is for Spider-Man. We're doing reshoots, and I want to reshoot your part and put you in it. We're going to give you something a little different. And what's better about this is, forget all this clothes they're giving you. I want you to come as yourself. I want you to be you. I want you to make this you. You understand? So this will definitely film. You have my word. We'll get you. You'll be a principal. You get your money. Let's do it tomorrow. See you there. Just leaves. And so, of course, I'm skeptical. I don't believe him. I'm just like, all right, whatever. We've been through this before. I didn't fill out a voucher. Once again, I leave. They dress me up as a principal, whatever. But I didn't need their clothes because he wanted me to use my own. So the next morning, I go to set, bright and early in the morning, not expecting anything, not telling anybody anything, because I'm expecting it to go wrong. Like, I don't trust people. So I get there, and once I get there early in the morning, lady goes, hey, you're Phil? She's one of the PAs. And I'm like, yeah. So, okay, I'm responsible for you today. I'll be taking you to your trailer. Whenever you leave your trailer, you have to tell me or I'll take you out of your trailer. Now I'm thinking it's just going to be another extra trailer like they had before with no name on it. But when I got there, I saw Philochko skateboard kid. That's when I got hype. That is when I got hype. I got hype as fuck. That's when I knew it was real. They got the trailer there just for me. I know I'm filming. Because before, they weren't sure. I didn't have a trailer. I didn't have a personal assistant. None of that. I should have. And I didn't even have a stand-in. Every principal has a stand-in. Every principal has a stand-in. That's basically like a second me. I didn't have one that day, but I wasn't thinking. I didn't notice that. So I'm with these people, I'm in the trailer chilling, taking a shit. I just had to take a shit in the trailer just so I feel cool. So I took a shit in my trailer and everything. I'm listening to music. I was listening to Radiohead. That song was just in my head all day. Jigsaw falling into place, the song I'm playing during this video. So, I'm hype. So they call me out, whatever. Did we go to set? Yes, they took me to set. And this is when I knew I was definitely doing principal. I see a guy who kind of looks like me. He's my height. He's my complexion, and he's standing in front of the camera doing what I'm going to be doing. But the thing is, the dude was super gay. Like, no offense. But, the dude was super flamboyant gay. It just made me think, like, they couldn't find someone else who was a little similar to me. But dude was flamboyant gay. And I was like, hey, man, nice to meet you. He was like, hey, how's it going? We exchange information, so just in case I become principal again, I could get him some money. And if he becomes principal, he could get me some money. We look out for each other. So, he was doing what I was supposed to do. I had when you're a principal, you get like one of those chairs, like the director chairs, they gave me one of those seats, and I'm watching him do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm talking to Mark Webb. We're hooking up how we're going to do the scene, whatever, blah, 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 And so he was like, so let me tell you, if you were to see Spider-Man capture a criminal and swing away, what would you do? And I was like, if I saw that, my mouth would slowly drop open, and the first thing I'm going to do is pull out my phone so I can put it on YouTube. That's what I told him. I'll take out my phone real quick so I can put it on YouTube. And this before I was a YouTuber, ironically, because my part in Spider-Man was a YouTube guy. Because what I do is I take it, I'll tell you. So he's like, that's what you do? I said, yes, that's what I do. He goes, so that's what we're going to do. Here's a cell phone. They gave me a cell phone. We discussed how we're going to do it. So even though I was on screen, like body and hand and face shot included, because they also had a shot in the movie that was from my point of view, altogether I say it was about 4 seconds. It took us about 6 hours to get all that right. Took us a while, you know what I mean? Took us a while, and people were watching me in front of the camera, and they would give me things like the jackets if I was a little chilly. I wasn't used to that stuff. It felt real good, Whenever I was bored, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to the trailer, and I got to go back to my trailer. I took a picture of my name on the trailer and all that stuff. It was awesome. You know what I mean? It was great. Went to lunch, filled out my principal voucher and shit for the big money. Contract, read that bitch like 6 times and split. And I went home.